IVC, Dale Gateful 33 here to do response video to Alan's whimsical tag that he's put out. So he's put out 10 questions, and yeah, stretch my recollection of the covers of my albums. I was trawling through my Discogs last night, looking at the thumbnails, trying to think, has that got Sweets on? So yeah, so thanks for that, because I couldn't quite remember all the albums that I have Sweets on. I haven't got a column for that in my spreadsheet. Anyway, so I've got the questions written here because I won't remember them all, and they're as I've written them down, probably not exactly as they're listed on your video. So the first one was about dreams and dreaming. So Alan did one that was named explicitly, and I'm going to do the same, but I do think the music also triggers the theme. So I will go with What Else, Kate Bush, The Dreaming, and this is a when you listen to it, particularly listen to it on headphones and listen to it when I listened to it, first became aware of it, there's all sorts of weird and wonderful thoughts and dreams going on, and listening to this, I had all sorts of weird and wonderful thoughts going through my head as well. So I don't know what Kate was on when she put that album together, but yeah, it certainly takes you away. Next one, this is a bit of a fail. So this is the sweets, an album with sweets, cakes, desserts, fancies on. So yeah, I had, so that recent Mud Club album I've got, but it has got a cake on it, but it's punk and it's not very whimsical in its nature. The only other one I had was the Little Feat album that I just seen Rob Ison has shown that. So the bleeding obvious is this, but this to me isn't very whimsical and nostalgic, perhaps. So if you'll permit me, I'm going to show a book, and this video could have also been show some records and also make it the Johnny Trunk show. I've got several Johnny Trunk books that I could have used for this, but I'm going to use this book, Rapper's Delight, which is one of 3 books that I've got from Johnny Trunk. This is one that I've got my name in through the Kickstarter campaign. I've just got another one this Friday, which I think I'll put in another video. But this Rapper's Delight, it's all about sweet bringing to life or recording for posterity. Now, Space Dust, remember Space Dust? Sweet wrappers and other confectionery from a collection of, John Townsend collection. So 500 photographs of sweets and confectionery for saddos like me who like to look at these things. There you go, there's a curly whirly. So there's that instead of anything half decent on the album vinyl front. Okay, Fantastical Transport, thought I had to go with this. A Flying Teapot off of my rather battered copy of this Gong album. So there is a flying teapot as a fantastical means of transport. A fantasy world, so not so fantasy. I mean, I love the one that Alan showed, would have been my immediate choice, but I'll go with this. So I collect pretty much everything that Clay Pipe Records put out, and Frances Castle does the artwork for Clay Pipe, and she does some fantastic covers, and so I thought I would pick one of those. So this is Vic Mars, The Land and the Garden, and so yeah, you can wander into this whilst listening to the record, which has got sort of like field recordings as well as instrumental. It's got field recordings on it, so you can certainly get the atmosphere whilst listening. to the record, and also whilst looking at the cover. So that's my fantasy world. Outer Space. So this is going to feature in a recent finds very soon, but this is Tangerine Dreams Alpha Centauri. So out into the solar system. Alpha Centauri cover for Outer Space. TV show. No, I'm not going to show my Bagpuss record again, so I thought I would instead show Bang on a Drum, songs from Play School and Play Away, or sing a song of Play School. So you've got the Play School toys there, and then on this one particularly, what I like, you've got pictures of all the presenters that feature. So the great kind of Chloe Benjamin, no sorry, no, not Chloe, Brian Cant and Derek Griffiths, Tony Arthur and Johnny Ball, for example, are on there. So that's that. Cartoon on a cover. Take this out of its sleeve. This could have also been for space. Ooh, it's going to slide away. So this is Pond, and the album Man, It Feels Like Space Again. So this is a die cut sleeve. Pond are an Australian neo-psych band, but yeah, so this is got a full-blown cartoon on the cover. Related to childhood, books or plays, etc. So unfortunately I don't have the vinyl copy of the album I remember listening to as a child. I do have a CD copy, and it is Peter and the Wolf. So I remember the narration and the music to the fairy tale Peter and the Wolf. I do have a 45 Peter and the Wolf, but that's just kind of a random pickup that I've got. Yeah, so certainly very nostalgic for me and evocative. Must dig out a vinyl copy of the album at some point to take me back. What we got now? Angels, Fairies, Nymphs, Folklore, Myth. So I've gone with angels. I think they're angels. And this is Man's Do You Like It Here Now? Are You Settling In? Album. And it's got a couple of angels on the front of it. So that's my entry for that. And then I also need to take this out of the cover. The next one was Whimsy of a sort of the death or grotesque. So I've kind of gone for maybe the grotesque. It's not that grotesque actually, rather than the death. And this is Gentle Giant's debut album on the Vertigo Swell label, self-titled, so not too grotesque because it's a Gentle Giant, but there is that. Be careful with that. And then finally Alan showed an alternative to the grotesque, so I thought I would follow in that vein and show this Terry Reid album, Who Could Resist. If you come across Terry in his polo net there, looking very attractive. Okay, that's that, Lucy. Cheers, bye.